Hi YouTube, so it's 36 minutes past midnight and it's the 30th of July, and lately me and Tabs have been having conversations at around this time of the night, and we just figured that tonight we would film it and put it on YouTube, and anyone who cares can watch it, and hopefully you agree with us and you find some sense in it all. So basically what we're going to talk about tonight is mental health, and more importantly the stigma surrounding mental health, which is funny because when it was initially brought up last night I didn't know what stigma actually meant and what it actually meant surrounding mental health, so I just figured that it would be a smart idea to do this video.
Right, so we have some, notes to keep us on the right track during the video because, we go on quite a few tangents. But basically, for anyone who didn't know it, like the definition of stigma, it's a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, a quality, or a person, or like when people mark you in a bad way based on a circumstance that you have. Like, for example, like if you had like depression or, any mental health issue.
And the thing that I've been seeing a lot on Twitter and just in general is people having judgments of you based on your mental health. And I don't think that's fair. I just don't think that's fair. I think that everyone's different and everyone's got different things going on, and everyone's got, like, not everyone, but people have got different forms of mental health, and some people might even have, you could pick two people up and they might have depression, and they might actually like it be the same or it might not be the same, and I just feel like you can't judge people on what mental health issues they've got. I just don't think it's fair because I've had experience with it, and I think that mental health does impact my life in a very large number of ways actually, and not any of them are good. And it's not like I'm sitting here thinking, oh yeah, this is sick, I've got all these things going on in my life because of my mental illnesses. It's not like that. It's shit. It's just shit. And it's like people will prejudge you based on your mental health condition without understanding it, and I think that's ignorant. I think it's ignorant, and I think it's offensive and stupid, yeah. Like, people don't understand mental illness, so they judge, and I just feel like you should take time to understand it.
True, because it is a big issue, so I feel like people should take time to understand it and, take time to sympathise with people and, like, just take time to not be a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I do, like, exactly, and I just feel like it takes 2 seconds to go on Google and search into it and read some articles and look up on it. And I just feel like if more people did that, and like what I've said, if more people sympathise with it, then you just wouldn't have this big massive stigma around it. And I just feel like when people say, "Oh, sympathise" and everything, like no one's begging for sympathy. Like no one's begging for sympathy. People are just asking people to be understanding about it.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's nice to feel feel like you're understood, and it's nice to have someone sit down and talk to you and empathise with you. And I just don't feel like enough people are doing that.
True, like people with mental health issues like feel like they can't, go and get help because it's just not understood by everyone, and like people like phrases like, oh, depression isn't real, and like, oh, like just get out of your bed and it'll be fine and everything. Like, that's just really what's the word?
What do you mean?
Not it's like just really can't remember what I was saying.
But yeah, well basically I think what you're trying to say is, depression isn't a real illness, or like we'll use that one for example, right? And I just feel like there's way too many people in the world who see it like that. There's way too many people in the world who see it like that. And I just feel like if I was to have something physically wrong with me, then
it would be a lot like a bigger deal. Like someone would be like, "Oh shit, what happened to your arm?" If you broke it,
if I broke my arm or something.
But if you couldn't, get out of your bed that day because you have depression, like people would be like, oh, just get out of your bed and you'll be fine. But like you couldn't fucking lift a weight if you had a broken arm.
Yeah, so you're not going to be able to get out of bed if you're having a low day, and I just feel like that's ignorant again. That's ignorant and stupidity and lack of understanding and lack of education. And I feel like it's so easy to get educated on it. It's so easy, man. But a lot of negative stereotypes come about, like, you know, not even just with depression. Like, I don't want to make it only on depression, because
there's a lot of mental health issues out there, but like depression is just what
I personally do suffer from, and anxiety is another thing that I suffer from. And you know, I'm forever getting people telling me that, oh, you know, everyone's anxious and everyone gets nervous, and it's normal, and
like, yeah, it's normal to, you know, get anxious. Like everyone gets anxious, like I get anxious, but like it's just like well, I mean, I don't have anxiety, but like it's just like a different type of anxiety.
Yeah, like everyone does have, you know, a bit of anxiety, because, you know, we're human. But I just feel like having, like, being diagnosed with anxiety and having anxiety is just more than feeling a little bit nervous, and more than feeling a little bit like, oh, I can't do that because I'm too nervous, and I'm too nervous to go to that job interview. And I think it's a wee bit more than that. In fact, it's a lot more than that. But negative stereotypes, yeah, like one that I'm thinking of is me personally suffering from mental illness. A lot of things in my life have got wrecked because of mental illness, and not even just like the past year or the past 2 years. I literally mean for the past 6 years. Like, I lost a place in school. I've lost multiple places in college. I've lost multiple friends. I've lost multiple relationships in general, friendships and relationships with a significant other. And I just feel like, yeah, not everyone will understand it. I understand. I get that. You know, I do get it. But you know, you're sitting here thinking, is anyone going to ever understand it? Is anyone ever going to be able to deal with all this? Because I'm not going to not stand up to my mistakes, and I'm not going to be a shitty person about it. But I won't take all the blame for something that's not me. Like mental illness, I've got, you know, a million voices in my head. Do you know what I mean? I've got like a million things running through my head all the time, and not all of them are me. Like, not all of them are my actual feelings and my actual thoughts and my actual actions. And sometimes you just can't control it. Like, it's destructive and it's harmful and it's.
But people, like, yeah, as like, it's not you, but like, like poisonous. There's a lot more, like, you know, more hard hitting words than just like destructive. Like, people see it as a lot more than that, and it's just not like, not that people with mental health should like have all these excuses, like treating people like shit or you know, whatever.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. But like,
people have to understand that it's not them. Like, it's not them being whatever. Like, it's like their mental illness, you know, saying that to them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that.
And like putting ideas into their head and like making them feel, you know, certain ways. And I feel like people don't like understand.
In no way do I support mentally ill people treating everyone like shit and then saying, oh yeah, I'm sorry, you know, I'm mentally ill. I don't support that, but I'm just saying, like, I know personally a lot of the actions that I come under could be controlling, for one. I know probably a few people in my life see me as controlling. I know a few people that probably see me as destructive or harmful or toxic. Like, I'm not going to stand here and say that I'm perfect because I'm not. And I'm not going to stand here and say that I'm not those things because, yeah, there is times when I am like that, but I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be controlling. I don't want to be destructing me and people around me. Like, why? Who wants that? No one wants that. No one wants to be toxic. No one wants people to look at you and think, oh no, I'm not going to talk to that guy or be that guy's friend or because he's toxic and he's controlling. That no, that's I don't. That's not my goal to come across to people at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, mental health takes over you, and it takes over your life, and it takes things from you. It takes many things from you, and I'm speaking from experience. That one day, a long time ago, I had a very large amount of friends. I was doing well in school. I was playing a lot of sports and I was good at a lot of sports. And I had, relationships with girls or like, one relationship, but like, you know what I mean? And so one by one, my mental illnesses have took that away from me. I'm sat here today and I have got a few odd people that talk to me and a few people on the internet who come to me and talk to me, which is good and I appreciate that so much. But I'm sitting here right now and I know deep down the only people that I can count on is my immediate family because they're the only one who's had to live with me and deal with me for 6 years and they know me inside and out. I could say something to my mum, I could say something to Tabs, and she'll be like, Ricky, no, that's not Sam speaking. That's he's having a low day and that's him expressing it. That's his mental illness expressing. Do you know what I mean? Like I just feel like I know how I can be seen as all these bad things. Trust me, I know because I see it in myself as well, and other people see it in myself and me. But I just want to get it across to people that I am in no way condoning mentally ill people saying, oh yeah, I act this way and I treat people like shit and I've destroyed everything in my life because of mental illness, feel sorry for me. But I'm asking people to not be so blind to it and not I'm asking people to be considerate and to be nice and to be sympathetic and just try and understand because at the end of the day, who's the guy going to bed knowing that he's got no friends and he's got no education and he's got no partner and he's got no anything? It's me. I'm the one who needs to go to bed feeling like that. Do you know what I mean? So let me tell you, it's not me who talks when I say bad things. It's not me who acts the way I do. It's mental illness that does that, and it's sad because it takes away from you, it destroys you, and it destructs everything.
And like, like we've said multiple times, like not that we condone people saying like, oh sorry for being controlling, like I have a mental illness. Like people should just be careful with the words that they use, like, just poisonous, harmful. Like, yeah, if you feel like that, then fair enough. But like, don't know, just like try and talk about it and like not be such, like, just not be so rude.
Yeah, I think that's a good point as well. Like, I think talking about it, I'm a really strong believer in that talking about stuff helps you. Like, talking helps. It's a release and it helps. And I feel like if someone who's got a problem with me or someone, even if someone in your life is being destructive towards you or destructive towards them or destructive towards anything in their life or anything in your life, then go and talk to them about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, go and sit with them and give them a hug, give them a pat on the shoulder, say some nice words. Like, don't just automatically assume like, oh, this person is destructing him and himself. What a dick. Like, that's not really fair. It's not fair at all. And I feel like the stigma surrounding this whole thing makes everything worse because if that person who is depressed or who has anxiety sees someone or hears someone talking about them in a bad light or in a negative way, then it makes things worse. It makes them feel worse inside. It makes them feel worse, and it makes everything worse, and they get angry at themselves because deep down they know it's not them who's doing it. It's not them who's saying it. It's not them who's doing those actions, saying that stuff. It's the mental illness inside them, and people creating a stigma around this, and maybe being angry at people for things that have happened, but they don't have any control over it. You know what I mean? Like, just stigma around it makes everything worse, and it gets the person who's going through it angry at themselves and upset at themselves and hurt at themselves, and eventually, with all this stigma surrounding it all, they're not going to speak up, and they're not going to try and get help.
True. And like, everyone's just trying to get through and better themselves, and so like, I just think you shouldn't just shit on everyone, because like, everyone's going through whatever, and everyone's just trying to work on themselves, and like, you making them feel worse isn't, and like, feeling the stigma around mental health, like, it isn't helping anyone really.
Yeah. Again, like what you said, I feel like people need to be careful with what they say, and people need to be careful with what they do, because you don't know what the person next to you is going through. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what their struggles are, and you just need to be careful. And I feel like if everyone's a little bit more careful around everyone, the world will be a happier place and a better place. And again, everyone, like Tab said, everyone is trying to work on themselves in some way or another. Everyone is trying to better themselves, and because someone's mentally ill doesn't change that. They're still trying to better themselves. They're still trying to make themselves feel better. They're still trying to, for me, for example, I'm still trying to fix things that I fucked up years ago. I'm still trying to, I feel like I'm constantly trying to fix things, and there's people constantly shitting on me because of the initial mistake that I'd made. And I feel like everyone is working on themselves, so don't drag them further down. Don't grab their arms and pull them straight under the water when they're trying.
True. Everyone's just trying and try to get through, really.
And basically, I just feel like the stigma around mental health is very, very, very important, and I feel like we need to take away from that.
And not feel it.
Yeah, don't feel it. Don't put gas in the fire and all that, because then you'll just get a massive fire, and then you won't be able to put it back out.
True. Won't help anyone at all.
And yeah, I think one thing I want to finish it on is yeah, people need to be careful with what they say. I feel like people need to be careful with what they say or how they act around someone who's mentally ill, because you need to remember that
it's not their fault.
Yeah, like really.
They didn't ask, like, oh shit, I really want to be fucking depressed. Like,
yeah,
it's not their fault.
Yeah, like I didn't wake up like morning 6 years ago and think, oh, I want to feel this way. I want to fuck up school and friendships and relationships and everything I had going at the time of it all hit me like a ton of bricks. And just be careful. Just be careful.
True, just be sensitive. Not even towards people who are just mentally ill. Just be sensible. No, I think that back. That's a whole video. But like, just be sensitive towards people who are mentally ill, and like, just be sensitive. Just be considerate. Just be, aware.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's probably like a million other people out in the world who feel exactly the same as me, and who fuck up things, and they don't mean you fuck it up, and right away you fuck it up, and someone's like, nope, you fucked it up, sorry, you can't have another chance. But when it's not really you, the person deep down in you who's fucking it up, then you get angry at yourself and you get hurt at yourself. Have you got anything else to say?
I think so.
I think we covered everything. I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think that's everything in the notes, maybe.
I think that's everything on the notes, and I think that's everything on what I wanted to say. I mean, I think I'm going to be, uploading YouTube videos more frequently. I mean, as you can tell, because I've uploaded 2 videos in the space of like 3 days, I'm on that YouTube grind. But yeah, if you watched this video, then thank you, because it's now 20 minutes long.
Be a longin'.
Yeah, it's now 20 minutes long. So honestly, if you make it through to the end of this video, then
Well frickin' done.
Yeah, like tweet me or like actually let me know that you've made it through, because I know like it was long. It was a long one. So yeah, I'm gonna go.
If you made it this far, give it a like, subscribe,
Leave a comment, share the video with your friends. No, but seriously, we will see you later.